where has your support for going to Oxford stemmed from? So I suppose that means like who supported you on your journey, perhaps?
For me personally, I mean, my school. So I grew up in an area which is kind of like on the outskirts of London, and I think my town specifically was 99.6% white. So it was kind of, yeah, it was kind of difficult. I can't lie. And weirdly enough, going to Oxford, like in comparison to my school, especially, was actually more diverse, which tells you a lot about where I was from. And yeah, in terms of kind of support for Oxford, the school were very. I don't want to cast them in too much of a bad light, but they weren't for my application, so to speak. And so I guess it was more so looking externally for some guidance and some help. And I'd mentioned it earlier, but Target Oxbridge is a fantastic kind of organisation and a program which really helps. But just outside of that, trying to use, especially with the pandemic, a lot of things have been online. So trying to use as many resources as you can online, whether that's trying to reach out to people, whether that's just going above and beyond for your kind of super curriculars or things from for your subject. But if you are in the fortunate position where you know someone who has gone to the university, who can actually provide kind of either ad hoc guidance or as like a quote unquote mentor, that is always a fantastic thing. So I remember I had one teacher who I think he'd gone to Cambridge, grew up in Oxford, but he was my English teacher. And I was kind of set on doing history, then history and French, and then just French. For context, I did history, French, and English for A level. So I never thought I was going to do English. And then he was kind of just like, "You're quite good at English." And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And he was like, like try applying. And he kind of helped me look out for certain things. He'd send me kind of resources, things like that, and that really helped kind of setting things in motion. So if you happen to have a supportive teacher, even if it's just the one, that can make a huge difference. And he really helped kind of at least show that it was possible. And so yeah, look out for people like that who are ready to support you, because also if you tell people, oh, I think I'm going to apply, don't take my bad experience as like gospel. If you tell someone, oh, I'm going to apply to Oxford, they will be like, oh, wow, okay, and try and help you as much as they can.
Yeah, I would agree with Nick's point on like important teachers, like that sort of like pivotally shaped like your interest in the subject or what you're going to apply for. So, for example, my history teacher, Mr. Cowley, he's basically the only reason like I pretty much continued doing history from year 12 to year 13, because I was like, it was getting really boring. Like it was very British, very mundane. But then he was like, oh, next year we're going to be doing like, still British, but the British Empire. So that was like at least a bit more, I guess, global. So that was really interesting. And I was able to speak about stuff like that and the Russian Revolution in my personal statement. And even my written work, like he helped me a lot, like just basically like showed me how I should structure it and things like that. So that was really helpful. And then I also think like the kind of obvious one, I guess, of like family. So yeah, my parents were like really supportive of it. Like they didn't really put too much pressure on me. They were just like, if you get in, you get in. If you don't, we're still proud of you, whatever. And I think that was really helpful, that low pressure environment, just being able to like go for it and not really feel like I was going to let anyone down if I didn't get in.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely for sure. Because it's for you at the end of the day. So it's not about letting down all these people or anything.